Thanks for staying with us, and back to our story on the Pacific Security Pact. Joining us at this hour is Global Affairs Analyst Kunle Fallow. It's good to have you on at this hour.
Thanks for having me.
All right, the leaders said the purpose of this their trilateral security cooperation is and will remain to promote and enhance peace and stability through the Pacific. Now, the region has been volatile recently due to the increasing strength and perceived aggression from China. Do you think this pact will achieve its purpose?
Absolutely. So what we're having right now in that East Asia region, we're having so much inconsistency and so much security threats, and also political threats, especially coming from China. Now, China is a very big player in that region, and it is very essential that other countries neighboring China try to get its acts together, despite their local politics and whatever concerns that they have against each other. It wouldn't matter at this point, because China seems to be very aggressive in its quest to overtake and take over a democratically governed, independent, sovereign country like Taiwan. It's trying to lay claim to it. So it's kind of more like a distress call, knowing fully well that China is a very big country and a big power broker, and they need to solidify their relationship in areas of technology, diplomacy, and defense, most especially, to make sure that they become, because there's power in numbers, so they're trying to get together to make sure that China doesn't cause any major upset over their country. Also, North Korea is another bigger problem that the South Koreans are very worried about. So it is very essential at this point to consolidate their powers together, because they have a common interest to protect.
Now, another main issue discussed in the summit is North Korea's increased nuclear and missile threats. Is there a chance that this pact will help push back against North Korea's aggression?
Most definitely, and that's part of the reason why we're having this kind of meeting. Don't forget that South Korea and Japan have a bitter history of the past, especially in the World War II era, where South Korea had accused the Japanese of taking over some of the people, adopting them and using them as sex slaves, and them getting engaged in forced labor. And Japanese governments are been atoning for this wrongdoing during the Second World War in form of treaties back in a few years ago. So this alone would not stop them from solidifying those relationships, because it's essential that they become a partner, joint partners, and then most especially the United States is also a big player who's trying to bring them together and broker this alliance that will help them solidify their base and make sure that they continue to share important technology to help them protect and safeguard their countries against aggressive countries like China and North Korea.
Nana, one final question for you before I let you go. With Japan and South Korea's shared security challenges and fears of a second Cold War with China, the three countries are trying to tighten ties, but this is dependent on the three countries' continued partnership even after the present presidents leave office. Do you believe this is any chance of, there is any chance of continued relations?
See, that's another sore part that we're going to have to look out for, because when change of government happens, there seems to be a redirection of international diplomacy, focus and ideas it might depend if it's a leftist government that's coming into power or the right, so it's a right-wing government. So that will be up in the air for some time now. But to the credit of the current administration, Kishida and his counterparts in Japan, they've been doing pretty well, and they're getting accolades from their citizenry that this is a step in the right direction, knowing fully well that they have a looming threat coming from China and, like I said before, an aggressive country like North Korea. So a change in leadership might affect the setup, but as it is right now, they're enjoying that solidarity among those two countries.
All right, thanks indeed, Ms. Kunle Fallow, a global affairs analyst.